Well, FM23 is just around the corner, and it's time for everyone to decide who they're going to be managing this year. Don't worry though, if you're a little bit stuck on this front, as over the next few weeks, I'm going to try and help you with that decision. We start that process today with my top 3 European club challenges for those of you looking to take on a top fallen giant of European football, with the aim of lifting them back to their former glories. If you like the sound of that and do enjoy my suggestions, then please do like the video and subscribe for daily Football Manager content. All the key playlist links are in the eye above, with everything else in the description below. But there's no time to hang about today, so let's get straight in to the team placed third in my European Fallen Giant challenges. Number 3, and you'll have to forgive me because I was planning on going sort of full FIFA Ultimate Team pack opening style, but instead, let's just go traditional. Can I have a drum roll for number 3, please? That's right, it's Bordeaux. Now, this is an interesting one because as things stood in pre-season, Bordeaux were actually going to be my number 1 pick on this list and probably my mainstream save for FM23. Why, you may ask? Well, it's been quite the dramatic summer in France for the once mighty club. After finishing bottom of Ligue 1 last year, the DNCG, otherwise known as the organisation responsible for overseeing French football teams' accounts, stick with me on this one, chose to relegate Bordeaux a further division due to financial issues. This would have placed Bordeaux in the 3rd tier of French football. However, the club appealed the decision, and they were successful too, leading them to being reinstated to Ligue 2 just 3 days before the start of the current season. Now, whilst things aren't as bad as they could have been for Bordeaux, it will still be a mighty challenge to take them back to the top of French football. There's a small matter of PSG to topple, who have just got a little bit of money if you didn't know already, and European football to try and conquer after that too. To help you though, a couple of names familiar to EFL football fans in England. Yohan Barbe, the former Brentford and QPR defender, as well as Josh Maja, once the much desired wonder kid of Sunderland. In summary, despite being a division higher than initially expected, there's no way Bordeaux weren't making this top 3. Definitely a great challenge to take on. At number 2, we're heading over to another big footballing nation. This time Spain. Drum roll please. That's right, it's one of the teams that were in our live stream vote for FM22, Deportivo La Coruña. Now, if you're of a very similar age to me, you'll remember this side mainly from Champions League games growing up. The likes of Fran, Valeron, Tristan Mackay, Lionel Scaloni, the list goes on. The point is, Deportivo were a genuine top side, often reaching the second group stage of the Champions League. Yes, kids, that used to actually exist. This lot was Spanish giants. With that in mind, what on earth are they doing stuck in Spain's 3rd tier, playing against their former rivals' reserve teams? Well, they suffered one controversial relegation from the top tier at the start of the 2010s, from which they bounced straight back, it has to be said. However, the same did not occur later in the decade. Just 2 years after their second relegation from the top tier in 2018, Deportivo fell into the 3rd tier of Spanish football. Since then, their league has been affected by the pandemic, it's been rebranded and now split into 2 groups. However, the once great Deportivo have still not returned to the top 2 tiers of Spanish football. Can you be the manager to bring them back from the doldrums to competing at the top of Spanish and European football again? It will certainly be one hell of a challenge, but you might just be the person for it. And at number 1, we go to another giant nation of European football. One more drum roll, please. Yes, it's 1860 Munich. Another club that have fallen down the divisions and experienced so much disappointment throughout the 21st century. What makes this one so much worse though? Of course, it's watching their city rivals dominate German football and be pretty successful in Europe too. Having fallen as low as the 4th tier in 2017 due to an additional demotion after relegation, 1860 have now been stuck back in the 3rd tier for 4 years. They desperately need a hero to come and take them back to the top, but could that be you? If you can fight through the divisions in the early seasons and head back to the Bundesliga, you'll meet some very strong sides in Germany's top tier. The ultimate goal, of course, is to repeat their title win of 1966. Just don't mention anything else while you're over there about 1966 football, especially if you're an Englishman. After that, you could perhaps see whether you could compete with your Munich rivals consistently and match their recent successes in the Champions League too. Overall, this is a club that have been down for far too long. You'll have to do that without the Allianz Arena, which of course was part once owned by 1860. Not only did they then sell their share of the ground to Bayern then kicked them out as tenants later on as well. So you're going to have to work up the facilities too. It's not just on the pitch you've got struggle here, but it's a challenge that's hard to resist to take on because the rewards, if you can do it, are so great. So those are my top 3 Fallen Giant challenges, but do any of them take your fancy for FM23, as well as any other clubs you're considering taking on, or any you'd consider to be in this mould? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with my daily content. I'll be announcing my series for FM23 soon, and of course there'll be plenty more save ideas and top 3s like this. You can see my top 3 nations to try your next save in above my head now. But thanks for watching as always, and hopefully I'll see you here next week, as we're back with another top 3 and more FM23 save ideas.